What's up, people? I'm Xogue, and welcome back to FTB Infinity. There is a flying pig on my head. But if he's on my head, then is he really flying? I don't think so. I don't think that constitutes flying. I don't think that qualifies. It's a thing that's not flying. Anyway, so, welcome back. Welcome back. Things have changed. I'm not sure how much of this you saw, but I brought this back in. Oh, I have that thing on. Let's make it look pretty again. So, here's this little thingamajig here. These actually changed a little bit. Let me show you what I've got here. Basically, I switched everything out. I took out the things, one, because it was a waste. I could make it wireless without them, and for some reason that did not come to mind until after I ended the episode and I showed you the thing that was there. Also, it was weird because I had two of these. Like I showed you, I had a couple of the quantum rings down here, and everything was working fine on this side, right? So if I were to come over on this side, the quantum ring that was on this side said that the import buses were missing channels. Now, I don't know exactly how these quantum rings work, but if it works on one side, shouldn't it work on the other? And if there's only 8 channels available on the other side of the ring, then why did either of them work? I don't know, but this one was working fine, but this one wasn't. Anyway, so it doesn't really matter because the redesign is actually a lot better. It works so much better, and things just keep working. They're going. They're doing their stuff. So then, if we look up, I have a thing up here too. Now, I told you, well, I showed you the little bit of thing that I had in the last episode that was up here. I was missing these crystal growth accelerators, and now they're there. And then they need power, so I tried to power them through a tesseract, and that didn't work. So then I had to bring one of the quantum rings up here, which is fine because I just took 2 of them down. So I had all the supplies ready. No big deal. Then, you know, I have to connect them, which is why that's here. And then I needed a way to get the stuff out of the pool, which I was thinking, you know, I could use a vacuum hopper. I could do this, I could do that, and I could have it hover. But in order to make it look decent, I decided to go with a transfer node and world interaction upgrades through some speed upgrades, just so things, you know, go back into my system a lot quicker. And, you know, this has to go into a chest, and then I have the import bus that's going back into my system. Now, in theory, I could have just, you know, had the ender chests and not worry so much about the import bus. But I decided just to go ahead and do the import bus because, again, I had a lot of them from the quantum ring setup that I had down here. So I figured I'd throw one on there and save myself an ender chest, which is, I don't know, not really resource friendly. This is more expensive. I don't know, but it looks cooler. And this quantum ring was here anyway, so it didn't really matter all that much. Then everything else was just prettied up with, you know, marble covers and strips and nooks. And I made a cool little design. And I realized that it all looks kind of cool. I mean, none of the textures are really bad looking. I mean, this looks cool. I mean, it's got lightning coming off of it, man. It's cool. And then you have, you know, the open crate. It's not a bad texture. I mean, you don't look at it and be like, ew, like some of this stuff. Not naming anything. Anyway, so, you know, and this, you know, it all looks okay. Now, by itself, they don't really go together. But once you tie it all together with marble, it really doesn't look all that bad. I kind of like it. It's okay. Now, this stuff down here is, if you didn't catch the sneak peek, is the energy cell, the energy acceptor, and a tesseract. But I just covered it all. It looks okay. I kind of like it, but let me know what you think. If you think this should change, then I will tear it down and move it somewhere else, but I don't know. I think it's okay. Anyway, so I wanted to show you what I did. Well, I really didn't do anything. I just waited long enough, but we finally got one. We have an octuple compressed. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to make one of these things on camera. So what I need to do is go ahead and smelt this guy. Come here, alloy smelter. Are you used? You're not. Now there's a block of bedrockium in my system. Wonderful. Now, if I go to Bedrockium, take you here, bam, I have those. Oh, I'm slowed down. Slowness 4. Like, even with my super speed, like, I go slow. This is how slow you would normally move if you didn't have the speed boosts on. How crazy would that be? Anyway, so now that we have these guys, we can go ahead and get a Bedrockium drum. you, and then you. Wow, okay. We'll just do this, and then bam. All right, so we need a couple weighted pressure plates. No big deal. Then we need a cauldron. Again, no big deal. Guess what? We have a bedrockium drum. Wonderful. So what are we going to use this for? Mob essence. That's what we're going to use it for. So you see right here, we have 3 million millibuckets of mob essence. That's a lot. But the barrel can hold 65 million. So we got a long way to go. So what do we got going on right now is that this guy is now active. All right, we have a bunch of cats scattered around because cats love to hang around the area. It's cool. It's cool. No big deal. So this thing's active. It's all draining into this guy, and there's some spoilers you might see off in the distance. Don't pay attention. Don't pay attention. We'll get to that in a minute. Hold your horses. Yeah, so then it goes into this guy right here. No, it doesn't go into this guy. I'm sorry. It goes over here. More stuff. Well, again, we'll get into all this here in a minute, but first, this is the tank right here. This is the one that is holding our regular experience, liquid XP. It's going into this tank, and underneath this block, there's a faucet right, or I'm sorry, there's a XP shower right here, dropping it on top of the sewer, which is turning it into mob essence, and then sending it into this one, which is then going inside to this guy. Now, turn that back on. Okay, good. Now, what is happening here? I had to put two fluid conduits, two fluid conduit lines here, because going this direction right here, it comes in here and it goes around into the barrel. And then from the barrel, it goes back into the tank. Now, the reason this is here, we'll get into that in a minute. But I do know that there is an input and out. There's an in and out, but it doesn't work well enough. So, oh, that's the wrong direction. I need to extract. There we go. Now, the reason we need it to do that is because this is the other side of it, that ender tank. So as it comes in, it's going to fill this guy up, and then it's going to circle around. This keeps it topped off. If I only have one line, for some reason it drops all the way down, and there isn't enough mob essence coming into the ender tank to fill this guy. So it's kind of, it's kind of a thing. Now, this is a pretty simple setup right here. There's not a whole lot to it. Obviously, you have the export bus, which is exporting the fortunable items, which right now is just Certus Quartz ore and charged Certus Quartz. If you guys know off the top of your heads what else I can fortune with the, what's best to fortune, if that's the best method for it, let me know, because that'd be cool. And then, the import bus, obviously acceleration cartridges to take them out of there faster. You have the power to power the block smasher. And then you have this that's giving it that. So it's got power, it's got the items, and it's got the mob essence. A pretty simple setup. It's kind of a thing. So what we have over on this side is our charger. And this is just getting me all of the, I'm outputting Certus Quartz crystals into it. It's automatically charging them, and then it's pulling them out. And that's just kind of how this is working. It's just, you have the one line going straight up into it that is powering it. So it has power. You have the input and the output. And then you have this guy right up here, which I can't really get to. There we go. It's the level emitter. So if we have less than 200 charged Certus Quartz crystals in our system, then it's going to start doing this. So if I pull out a few of these and do that, then we're going to see it start to activate. There it goes. It's charging them. Now, this is a setup I've already had. It's pretty much the exact same one I've already had in the other area before I tore everything down and redesigned stuff. So it's not a huge deal. Now, that's what's been going on here. This really didn't change since I explained it to you. I'm playing with designs. Don't focus on this too much. It doesn't look all that great. I'm just messing with things. Like I said, I do want to decorate this. I just haven't had any ideas on how to do it. So again, if you guys have an idea, let me know. If it's cool, I'll do it. But that's the basic idea. And then over here, what is going on? The Botania setup is gone. I transferred all of the mana we have, which is actually quite a bit. We got a decent amount of mana right in here. So we can do any minor transmutation things that we want. That's not a big deal. But the reason I did that is because I want to separate them a little bit. I'm going to have... Now, you may not have noticed, but I've been kind of spreading things out a little bit. That's why that's a little further back. This is getting moved out. This was moved out just a little bit. This guy, I'm not moving. I'm not touching him. He's going to stay there because that's just a pain. All this stuff here. But I'm moving it out. I figure maybe spreading it out a little bit will help quite a bit. And it's a void world. I can go out that way 800 million blocks and it'd still be a void world. I have infinite amount of space. Why am I clumping everything together? It don't make sense, especially when I can fly pretty quick. Don't forget about our nether fortress. I have no idea how that happened, but it's kind of cool. Anyway, so the basic idea of this is something you might be able to guess. It is blood magic. It's a blood magic setup without all the runes and stuff. Now, everything here is going to be runes. This is going to be runes. This is runes. These are runes. And this is the template structure of a tier 6 blood altar. Yes, we have tier 6 in this one. I was looking for tier 6 in mod sauce and it wasn't there, but this one has it and it's marvelous. It's perfect. But we have to start at the beginning. So I told you guys I was going to start trying to do some things on camera. So we're going to do a little bit of it on camera now. And what we need is the altar. I tend to do a lot of things off camera. What do we need? We need the furnace. So I'm going to do a little bit of actual Let's Play-ish type stuff here. But here is the blood altar. So basically what we need to do is, here's the blood altar and we need to fill it with blood. Now we can do that. There's a lot of ways to get blood into your system later on. But right now there's pretty much only one. What we need is the sacrificial knife. I think it is. It might have been switched back to the orb. Sacrificial orb. Here we go. And then, okay, that's a creative one. Yeah. So now it's the orb, which is fine. That's not a big deal. What? Oh, I'm missing glass, aren't I? There's glass somewhere. Oh, there's glass all the way. Okay, so the glass all the way around. You see that? Glass is invisible. Why are you invisible, glass? All right, so I have no glass. I need some sand. Let's just go ahead and make a bunch of you, and temporarily we're going to switch you to regular furnace only. And this should start giving me some glass. There we go. Now we're going to let that process. I'll have to remember to switch that back, which I'm probably going to forget, but whatever. Now we have the sacrificial orb. And the way this works is that as long as you're within a certain range of the blood altar and you use this item, it will, take hearts. It'll take life from you and put it into your altar. Now, there's something to notice, to note about this. If you're far away and you use it, it'll still take hearts, but it won't fill up your altar. So be mindful of that. If you have this thing selected, it can kill you. So just kind of be wary of that. See this? Now I'm down to 1 heart. Marvelous. All right. So what we got to do now is we need to get our very first blood orb. Now, the blood orbs are used in a lot of different things. Like if we go here and go to usage, you can see there are quite a few things that you can use. And this is just the tier 1. Like, there's a lot of things you can use these orbs for. If we go to the last one, Eldritch Blood Orb. Wow. Oh, wait, that's forbidden magic. Oh, we have forbidden magic? That's cool. Blood magic right here. Okay, so let's go to usage on this guy. There's 1 and 2 in shaped crafting. Oh, interesting. Okay, so it doesn't show them all. But basically, this last guy can take the place of every single one of the other ones. Yeah, so this guy requires tier 6 and 200,000 LP to get the Transcendent Blood Orb. This is the new one. This is the kind of stuff I wanted to mess with. We're definitely going to get into tier 6 stuff. I'm not entirely sure what these things do, but we're going to figure it out later. Anyway, so the very first one, what you got to do is you got to make sure you have at least 2,000 LP in your network. Now, that looks almost full, so I'm pretty sure we have enough. And then you just throw in a diamond for your first one. It'll take a lot of blood, but it'll eventually give you back an orb. There it is. Finally, I got it. Yeah, so empty hand, right click, take the orb out. We're good to go. Now, you see it doesn't say anything. I right click on it. It'll take, life from me, and then it'll put it directly into my network. Not the altar, the actual network, which is kind of cool. There's two different things, and you can also get blood into your network by just putting this guy in here, and it'll soak it all up into the network. But that's a different thing for a different time. Right now, we now have this. So what we can do is we can start making some runes. Now the runes are going to be used. That looks cool. What is this background thing? That's weird. That's really weird. Anyway, so we need some blood runes, and this is just to upgrade the tiers. Right now we're only on tier 1, and we can't really see that. So we need the divination sigil. Divination sigil. We need a blank slate, our blood orb, and a bunch more glass, which isn't a big deal. The glass we're getting, we already got a whole stack of that. So we need the blank slate. We already have the blood orb. So how do you get a blank slate? Tier 1, 1,000, and a stone, a piece of stone. So we can go right into our network here, get a single piece of stone. We should have regular stone. There we go. 1 million. Of course we do. Throw this guy in there, and soon enough, now it's probably going to take a little bit, but, you know. And there we go. All right, cool. So it didn't take too long. Anyway, so now that we have this guy, we can go right back to our system. We can go like this, and then like this, and then like this. Bam. And we have this thing. So the divination sigil, you see along the left, this is a new thing in the updated blood magic. You can actually see how much you have just by equipping this thing. It actually shows you how much blood you have. So if I go here and just use a little bit more, it should tell me that, yeah, my network is almost full already. That's kind of pitiful. Why? Because we're only on tier 1. This is current essence. Oh, yeah. Okay, so you right-click in the air, and it tells you how much you have just in your network. And then right here, it'll give you information about your altar. It's about the altar itself. So right now, the altar is tier 1. In order to get that to tier 2, we need some runes. Rune of regular rune, blood rune. Now the runes themselves actually add certain features to this stuff, like sacrifice. When you sacrifice a mob, it'll give you more. Self-sacrifice, meaning when I use a sacrificial orb, it'll give me more blood in my system. But we don't really want to mess with too many of these right now. At the first, we just want one of these guys. We want the regular old blood runes. They don't give any benefits, but they do count towards increasing the tier. So we need a bunch of stone, a couple blank slates per blood rune, and we need 8 of them. We need to surround this guy right here. So I'm just going to start making a whole bunch of things. I'm going to get some stone. I'm going to put it in here, convert enough stuff, and we'll be good to go after that. All right, and here we are. Well, here I am, half dead. And I have 16 blank slates. Perfect. So now I can go ahead and do this. Bam. Let's just go ahead and split these guys like so. And now I have 8 of these guys. Let's take my orb back out. Keep that one with me. And then we can head back over here to our altar. Just kind of take most of these out. We don't really need these anymore. And since we have that one in the middle, we can remove the last one. Then if we circle this all the way around just like this, and do this, you see right there, altar's current tier 2. Perfect. So now we have a tier 2 altar. What does that mean? That means if we go back to sacrificial knife, or the dagger of sacrifice, I'm sorry, this is tier 2 and 3,000 LP, and we can get a dagger of sacrifice. Now this dagger of sacrifice, what this will allow us to do, let's go ahead and make our iron sword right quick. Am I healed up a bit? I should have enough to actually get to 3,000. Just go ahead and use all my health again. There we go. Let's see. 3,000. Perfect. So now all I got to do is throw this guy in here, and 3,000 later, we will have a dagger of sacrifice. But what this allows us to do, caution, may cause a bad day. Yeah, I'd say so. So we can use this dagger on entities that are within range of the altar. It'll one-shot them and add their life essence into your altar, which is really, really, really handy. I love that because that means I don't have to stab well, it used to be stabbing yourself, but now it's just kind of an orb thing. So, yeah. But, you know, it's kind of cool. So the way I usually do this is I'll hook up some kind of a mob spawner or auto spawner or something along those lines and actually just have it showering inside the range, and I can just use my Dagger of Sacrifice here that just now finished, and I can just one-shot them and get a whole bunch of, life essence, and it'll be a thing. It's gonna be cool. So I'll see you in a second. Let me show you what I've got cooking up right now. So I have the auto spawner with a sheep inside. I've got the mob essence. What I had to do is actually disconnect the fluid conduit from this side, so it's no longer actually going into it. It's not being pumped back into the barrel. So now it's just feeding straight from the barrel to here. And in order to stop the overflow, I had to turn this guy off. So now these are all filling up, and then these are all filling up, and I didn't turn this guy off. Hopefully, yeah, there's enough room in these tanks. That's not going to be a big deal. As soon as I turn this off, those will all get absorbed into the tanks. Not going to be a huge deal there. Anyway, so now that we have a full tank, we can power the guy with the Tesseract, fill it up with the Ender tank. And you already know we have like 3 million mob essence. We're not going to have a problem with that. So now we have pretty much endless sheep. And what I can do now is just crank this guy over, and then we start doing this. Now, that is the problem. Ooh. Inhaler? Do I have you yet? Inhaler thing? Go down. No. Push into the middle. There we go. One hit kill. I must have already had the inhaler. Anyway, so that's basically all I got to do is I can just it'll just keep creating sheep. And now I can turn it off, and then this will drain. It'll keep spawning sheep until it's empty, and I'll have a decent little amount of sheep in here. Now, yeah, it's a little bit of a hassle because I got to make sure I get all the sheep in there. I don't really have to, but if I don't, then I'm kind of wasting sheep, and then I have to manually either push them off the edge or something like this guy right here. Just kind of, it's a thing. But you know what? I don't have to wait for my health to come back, which takes quite a bit of time. I'm sure you already know if you've played Minecraft at all. It takes a little while. So now I don't really have to worry about that. All I got to do when I need more life essence or whatever is just fill this, stockpile this with a few more sheep, keep killing, and then I'm good to go. And I'll have all the life essence or LP life points, or I don't know, whatever they're called, LP point things. So I'll get all of those that I need, and now I can keep going on to the next tier. Now, the next tier is, I know you can't really tell too much, but these are the corner places. These are the corner posts that are going to be part of the altar. I just built up these walls to contain the sheep, obviously. And then down at the bottom here is going to be the runes. This is where all of the runes are going to go. And then I'll put, glowstone on top, and that'll make it a tier 3 altar, which is what I'm looking for. But in order to get these runes, I want to go ahead and do the rune of sacrifice. And that means I need 20 runes of sacrifice, which means I need 40 reinforced slates, which means I need to get 40 blank slates first. So that's 3,000 LP per slate. Now, this is going to take me a pretty long while. I don't think you want to watch me do all that. So it's pretty much a tedious process where I'm just sticking things in, pulling them back out, and once they're done, that kind of deal. So I'm going to get to that, and I will see you back in a little while. Yeah, that is a whole lot of sheep. And we're back. So let me go ahead and show you around exactly what I've been doing for the last little bit here. And basically, you saw a whole bunch of sheep. Now, it changed a little bit from that little snippet that you saw about 4 seconds ago, but basically all it is now it's tier 3. It is now a tier 3 altar. It's pretty much good to go. Once we get to tier 4, everything can change, and I can create a steady source of LP using the Well of Suffering, which is pretty much what we're trying to get to. So it doesn't matter how ugly this looks right now. This is all going to change. It's all going to come down. It's not going to stay like this. And yeah, it's a thing. But right now, we're only at tier 3. Now, let me show you why we need tier 4. First of all, the Well of Suffering needs ritual stones. Right, so you come here, you go to the ritual. Okay, this only needs tier 2. The reinforced slates, not a big deal. Maybe tier 3 if the orb is only magicians. Yeah, okay, no, you can use the apprentice. You can do this part at tier 2. And the master just needs ritual stones and the same kind of thing. Can this use the apprentice? It does not look like it. It looks like Magicians is the earliest, which is tier 3, which is what we're going to be doing here in a second. But the reason we need tier 4 is because the ritual needs dusk runes. Now, this is a ritual diviner. You can use this, and I'll demonstrate this a little later once we start making some of these rituals and stuff. But this can actually help you quite a bit in making rituals. And this one right here can be gotten at tier 3. Everything here is tier 3 attainable. And the reason that we need tier 4 is because, like I said, the dusk runes. If you see right there in the tooltip, it says cannot place dusk runes. And this next one can place dusk runes. So we need this one right here, which means demonic slates, tier 4 and 15,000. You need 2 of those, and you also need the elemental inscriptions, which is a block of coal at tier 4. So we do need that, and we need the first tier ritual diviner, which we're not going to worry about too much at the moment. But that's why we need to get to tier 4 before I can start automating this thing a lot better than what it is now. But for right this second, what we're going to work on is the tier 3 blood orb. So if you type in blood orb, you see right here 1, 2, and 3. It pretty much goes in order all the way up to 6. Oh, that's a warping. Oh, that's forbidden magic. That's right. Tier 6 needs this guy right here. That's your transcendent blood orb. But we can only do tier 3, which is the magicians, which is a block of coal and 25,000 LP. That's quite a bit. Now, if you notice here, I did put on some speed runes, some more sacrifice runes, so it should go a little bit faster. But at the moment, oh, the fans. Oh, goodness, the fans. All right, let me go here. Let me see if I can let me put this thing in. Can I do this? There we go. Okay, there it is. Now it's working. Now it's processing. I can take out these guys right on top. Ooh, go away. Go away. I just have to basically maintain the level that it's at now. It's actually going really quick. I didn't think it would go that fast. Go ahead and crank this guy on. Woo! I just need to keep killing these guys. Just to keep blood in there until it can be transformed into my blood orb that I'm looking for. And I should be able to maintain it. I just have to make sure I continue to kill pretty much endlessly. And I don't think I have to kill these guys this fast. Yeah, see, there's still... Oh, look, it's already a blood orb. Wow, that happened really quick. See, that wasn't so hard, was it? Now I can turn you off. Turn off. There we go. And now I just need to bind this guy to me. And bam, now it's bound. Sweet. So, we now have this blood orb. Let's see. Yeah, our network's pretty much empty. Let's fill it up a little bit. Just a little bit. And, wow. We pretty much... Oh, there's a little. Very, very, very little bit. Alright, anyway. So, that's the basic idea. Now, we have tier 3. You should be off now. Okay, I was getting a little worried. They didn't stop spawning. So, now, here we are. We're at tier 3 with blood magic. And we're at the end of the episode, and I still have the flying pig on my head. So, pretty much what we did was we did a little bit of a redesign. I kind of set some old machinery type dealios over there behind my hypercube. Set those back up. And then we did the blood altar. We did blood magic stuff, because it's fun and it's cool. And I'm sacrificing sheep, because that's just amazing. Anyway, so if you liked the video, don't forget to hit that like button. If you want to see more, you want my videos sent directly to you, then don't forget to subscribe. Comment, favorite, share if you feel like you want to. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.